All right, so this is the Madison Spring Hut tour real quick, because I like to give you tours of places that I actually slept in or stayed at. So you walk in, you book online or by phone. It's probably the cheapest. You say you're a through hiker, it's $150 a night, more than I normally spend. Come in, check in. They have a little bit of gear stuff here. They have coffee, snacks. If you're a through hiker, you get one free snack, piece of bread, or a soup. If you stay, it's complimentary coffee. Common area, dining room. I forgot to film the food, but it was just standard camp food. These are the bunk houses here. I'll show you where I stayed real quick. Sorry, my finger was in the camera. Doing the speed tour here. I stayed in the middle bunk. It was cozy. It was a little cold by the door, but had a guy from New Jersey under me. It's funny. He said hello, and I knew exactly where he was from. But yeah, they're pretty nice bunks. Just basic, rustic. I'll show you the bathroom real quick.
You'll be close, New Hampshire residents.
Oh, they're cleaning the bathrooms, but they're just pit bathrooms. It was cozy. If you're a through hiker, you could do a work for stay and make it free. It's like a half hour of work, and then you sleep on the floor. I opted to stay because John and Vanessa paid for this stay, and I would never pay $150 for one night unless it was on an island somewhere. But it was supposed to be bad weather, and naturally the sun came out and it was beautiful. But John and Vanessa, thank you very much. You kept me out of the cold, and I got 2 meals, and now I'm hiking on. So, good morning. All right. I slept pretty great last night. I think I went to bed around 9:30, 10 o'clock. They wake you up at 6:30 with a song. That was honestly the worst part of the whole stay, was getting woken up by bad singing. But great crew. This crew, so every hut, the crew was fantastic, except for Lake of the Clouds. At Lake of the Clouds, the crew, they were a bunch of assholes. Yeah, no, this was a great stay. And this was on John and Vanessa. This was, they paid for one hut stay, and I was saving the hut stay for like emergency weather and whatnot. And there's only one more hut after here, so I figured, I didn't want John and Vanessa thinking I pocketed the money, so I used, stayed here. And it was a great choice. Dinner was fantastic. Breakfast was fantastic. The company was fantastic. As a through hiker, would you go hut? If you're platinum blazing, but they are expensive. Like the through hiker rate, it was $150. It's a pricey stay. And if, so I don't know. Today the plan is to hike to Pinkham, whatever, the lodge hut, whatever the hell it is. It's about 7 miles downhill. And I might have to go to town to get to the Walmart and get a jacket. They weren't on the shelves yet the other day, but the lady at the Walmart in North Conway said they were stocking their winter stuff this week. And that's a super Walmart that I'm about to hit. So I don't know. I need a coat for Maine. It's a little chilly. It's a little chilly today. I'm going up Madison, and I'm going to be cold, but other than that, I don't really have a plan for today. Just gonna hike on, see what the day brings, and nothing else to report on. Today's gonna be a great day. I gotta tell you, I might be going to Canada because these Canadian women, man, even the Canadians that are like 80 years old are smoking hot. I don't know what must be something in the maple syrup. There's every Canadian woman I was like, damn, I thought the best thing to come out of Canada was Alanis Morissette, but apparently they're all just hot. The sun is trying. So far in the whites, I've had 2 people tell me I remind them of Norm Macdonald, and that's a high honor. I love that. I love Norm. One of my favorite skits is the skit he does with Larry King, where he pretends he's coming out of the closet, and Larry King's like, "Ooh, got the scoop," and Norm Macdonald's like, "No, that's what I would say if I was gay." But I usually get Bill Burr. That one pisses me off. I don't like Bill Burr. I don't think he's funny. And my mom too. My mom is always like, "No, I love Bill Burr." I don't think Bill Burr's funny. It's pretty crazy today. It's supposed to be sunny today. So the naturalist at the hut is studying lichens, and he gave us these magnifying glasses, and I said, "Great, now I'm gonna go 1/4 mile an hour as I look at every lichen." I didn't realize there's so many varieties, and lichens, they brought certain breeds and they put them on the outside of spaceships and brought them back to Earth, and they would still grow and thrive. And certain lichens were used for sunscreens and medicines, and there's just thousands. But with the magnifying glass, you get to really, really see them. Right now they just look like mold. Watch. All I know these as is through hike enders because they're slippery, but under a magnifying glass they come to life, and you could, it's hard to get it on camera, but they look a lot less like mold under a magnifying glass. Like, so you could actually see they're like little flowers. Unfortunately it's not on camera, but like with my eye you could actually see the structures of it, and that they're little leaves. They're not just like little splats of moss or mold. They're little plants, and they grow 0.5 millimeter to 1 millimeter a year. So he said, like, for example, this spot we could be looking at here could be hundreds of years old. So if it goes just 1 millimeter a year, yeah, it's safe to say that this little spot right here is older than me. And yeah, it's pretty wild. And they use lichens as an indicator of the environment. So like in New York City, before we did emissions and when we were still burning coal and everything, all the lichens in New York City died. And then once we stopped using coal, they started growing again. So they could lay dormant for hundreds of years. And then when the conditions are right again, they sprout back up. You know, so any of these lichens could be like the fountain of youth, the cure to a disease. You know, who knows? But so up here in the whites, if they think there's like an environmental problem, they'll put a patch of lichen there. And if the lichen lives, then the environmental problem's not that bad. But if the lichen dies, that's when they roll out the $1 million equipment to test the environment. So it's like a free test strip. Nature provides everything we need to thrive and survive. Like, think about it, for every ailment, nature has to have a cure, right? It's like the yin and yang. For every good, there's a bad. So like for, I don't know, bad example, but Alzheimer's, there's got to be a natural cure out there somewhere. Because if nature made it, nature could fix it. Yeah, and that's the way I see it. I don't know. But actually, most cancers and stuff are man-made problems. Or actually, I gotta stop saying man-made, human-made. Because men and women are the problem. You know, it's not just men, it's man and woman. But yeah, I don't know. Man, I wish the magnifying glass would show you what I'm seeing, but get your own magnifying glass, I guess. I don't know. How long has that little rock been perching that big rock up? That's so cool. So now I'm just gonna look at lichens all day. I'm liking these lichens. I can't remember the name of any of them, but now that I know what they are, because I just figured it was all just mold and moss. I never realized they were like, you know, prehistoric little plants. It's pretty cool. None of them are edible though. They say, well, they are, but to process them, to even be able to eat them is too much work. And certain researchers in Arctic conditions, they resorted to eating their own poop before they ate the lichens. So that just tells you how bad lichens taste, where they were willing to eat their own poop first. Well, I don't understand why they use cairns and not white blazes. Ooh, I can't even hold my phone. Wow, I could barely stand. It's supposed to be like sustained 40 miles per hour. I don't feel like that. Oh, I gotta get it off. Yeah, the wind chill's destroying my fingers. So instead of white blazes, they put white rocks on top of the cairns. I think it's time for an afternoon snack. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I know there's some people that would go down into that hole. I'm not one of them. That's why you have to watch your step here. Ain't no one finding you in that hole. You could scream and scream and scream, and someone 100 feet away ain't hearing you out here. Ooh. I'm pretty sure that's where I'm headed. So I don't know. I'm happy I did not attempt this in the rain yesterday. This is straight down there. Wow. You mean to tell me I could just take a bunch of skis? I just ski down this? And just like that, I'm below the tree line. May only be 2 or 3 feet below the tree line, but I'm below it. And the temperature difference is crazy because now I feel like I'm getting sweaty. So last night, it didn't end up thunderstorming, which is the reason I stayed in the hut anyway, but it did rain periodically. And my gut, I'm always saying follow your gut. My gut was like, don't go, don't go. Even though it's only 3 miles, don't do it. It's not worth the risk. And after going up over that ridge and doing this, man, this is me holding the camera straight. I am so happy I listened to my gut and stayed at that hut. Ooh, busting rhymes. Followed my gut and I stayed at the hut, so I didn't fall on my butt. But yeah, I'm happy because this is taking forever, man. I would have been walking clear into the dark last night. Well, Always follow your gut out here. Always. Even if your brain is being stubborn, follow your gut. Well, that 3 miles took me about three and a half hours. I am 1 mile per hour out here. It's crazy. Whew, it's tough. That's why I'm not even betting on big days out here. I should honestly just go to the Osgood today. That's the AT detour. We don't do that because we ain't no little bitches. We're going for it. Nah. It's an invisible tree. No, that's sketchy as hell. Ready? Ah! Alright, let's get out of here. This trail, this section from Madison down is so unbelievably unmaintained. The AMC and the ATC only care about day and weekend hikers. They actually all hate through hikers. The Z whatever hut was the only hut where I felt like they were happy to see through hikers. Everywhere else, they just kind of like honestly weren't happy to see anybody. But even at the AMC 100-year party, I feel like double-eyed ET Treehouse and I were the only people not welcome. That's why we left. No one even talked to us. And then a week later, we see the guy on the trail, and he's like our best friend. And I was like, nah, you didn't want to talk to us in front of your buddies. You ain't talking to us now. Or me, anyway. All these 3-letter organizations. And I think through hikers more or less keep the trail alive. But I don't know. Oh well. Actually, all the day hikers or weekend hikers, whatever you call them, I don't even call them, the weekend warrior families. Like, I don't know, my idea of a vacation is not going hut to hut. My idea of vacation is sitting in Key West with a margarita, you know. Well, I don't drink, but, you know what I mean? My idea of a vacation is plopping down on a beach and ruining my skin, you know. But I told them all that, well, when we had the hiker trash incident where I called the kid hiker trash and everyone got all offended. It's a term of endearment. But then also, no one gets these through hiking terms at all. And I thought like hiking terms were just throughout the entire community of hikers. But turns out only through hikers on the AT use terms like hiker trash, brown blaze, pink blaze, stuff like that. But also, I said everything on me but my hat, my buff, socks, and shoes was from Walmart. Every layer I have, most of my gear, is all Walmart. Well, yeah, half of my gear is Walmart. And that blew people's minds because here they are in $80 smart wool pants. And now Reebok does the same thing as smart wool, and I guarantee it'll last just as long. So it says it's condemned. Kind of fine, but everyone says you could just rock hop, and yeah, look at that. I wonder what's condemned about it, though. Maybe that? It's rock hoppable. I feel good. I was worried about that for about a month now, and it's over. The only other area that I'm worried about right now is the Kennebec River. I'm afraid that I won't make the canoe in time, but who knows, I might. And if I don't, I don't, but yeah, it's a fear of mine right now. Katahdin, I'll make Katahdin, that's fine. But, yeah. Sorry, I already have to remake a few 20-foot sections anyway. To make up for the couple sections that I missed, it's going to cost like a month of through hike budget. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of money in gas and stuff. Look at the layers in that rock. And then at the top, brutal. One thing I find funny about the French Canadians is they say, okie dokie. Yes, it is. It's a great day, actually. I might stay at the Joe Dodge Lodge, but it's 55 plus tax. It's a little up there. All right. I hope it stays empty. That's how frogs see the world. One's going that way, one's going that way.
Be at the Mount Washington on my birthday.
Yeah.
At the resort. And super secret.
I was wondering if I made the right choice to stay. But after eating that buffet, oh yeah, I probably got my money's worth in that buffet alone. And then tomorrow's a breakfast buffet. Lord, Jesus take the wheel. All right, folks, well that is a wrap. Another day of hiking the AT. Another day of this working adventure. I'm at the Joe Dodge Lodge. It was a 7.8 mile day today. And yeah, I got the room all to myself. And it is great. I am butt naked right now, and there's no one in here to say anything. Right now, the room is all mine. Whatever. I'll do what I want. But yeah, tomorrow, I start the Wildcats. I'm probably going to leave here around 10 or 11, and then it's only a 6.5 mile day tomorrow. I'm going to get up and over the Wildcats. I'm going to try to do a work for stay at the Carter Gap Hut. If not, there's a tent site about a quarter mile up that is legal, apparently. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out tomorrow. But I'm going to get to sleep, and yeah, that's all I could think of. Nothing else to report on. Today was a great day. I hope you had a great day. You're all great. God is great. God's always great. And please like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow, you sexy, sexy people. I love each and every one of you. And I'll see you next time. Have a great night. Bye.